to another episode of Worthy in Every Way. Today I am lucky enough to be interviewing Gloria Tabi. Everybody, please welcome Gloria.
Oh, hello, Alex. Thank you so much for having me on your podcast and lovely to actually meet you across my screen. I'm Gloria Tabi. I'm an author, a researcher, and I help leaders to create inclusion at work so people can be their best selves. Yeah.
Amazing. Well, Gloria, we will jump straight into it with the first question for you. So,
Okay.
you've spoken a fair amount on your platform about you used to wear a wig, and as you have grown up and gotten older, you have reclaimed your natural hair. My question for you is, what was the turning point that led you to removing the wig and reclaiming your natural hair? And how did that moment transform your relationship with yourself?
Oh, wow. Well, that is a really awesome question, Alex. And people that might not know, and it might actually sound weird to you, but yes, I used to hide my natural hair. This hair that you see on my head, it never saw a day in a light. It was always hidden under a wig. And this is because, like I said, you might not know a lot of women and girls that look like me. I am a Black African woman living in Australia for the past 30 years. So I migrated here when I was about your age, actually, Alex. Um, and what happens is that this happens all around the world. So powerful women like Oprah Winfrey, Michelle Obama, who some of your listeners might know, Serena Williams, they all wears wig, not by choice, but because society decided that the way that we are born, one, it was about our color, our skin color, and then it's also about our hair, that our hair isn't good enough. It's not accepted, it's not welcomed. And so the way that we've managed that is to hide it. It's pretty not nice, is it? To
Yes.
actually hide the hair that you're born with everywhere you go. Just imagine that. Going to the gym, just say, take that for example. You have to put a fake hair on your head and go and work out because people might see your natural hair and they might treat you really badly. And so this is what young people go through. This is what I went through all my life until I turned 50. And I thought, this is ridiculous. This is really, one, it's not fair. And I don't want to keep doing this. I want to be able to be myself. And so, that has now become my advocacy because I know that people your age, my daughter, and younger than me, are terrified to take the wig off. And, like your project you are doing, this podcast, I'm also doing that to highlight to society that this is a big problem that is affecting a whole group of women in society that needs to change. And I don't want them to wait till they're 50 to do it. So that was actually the wake up call, I reckon, when I got that much older and thought, no, I'm not playing this game anymore. It's ridiculous and it needs to stop.
Yeah, and why do you believe that visibility, especially through something as personal as hair, is a crucial part of building confidence for women and girls?
Oh, wow. That is everything. Because whatever we pushed aside and we don't see, then it's not going to matter. whatever the issue is that we can't talk about, then we can't deal with it. I remember Grace Tame, who is, a campaigner for sexual abuse of young girls, was talking about one talk I listened to, and she said, if we can't talk about it, we can't deal with it. And so visibility is important, especially when it comes to hair, because if we continue to hide it, well, one, you wouldn't know about it. And surely, Alex, you were telling me you didn't know about that actually existed. So then how can we deal with an issue that we don't talk about it, we don't see it, out of sight, out of mind? And so it's really important, whatever the issue is, that we're able to have language about around it, whether it's mental health, sexual abuse, and in my case, racism, which is what it is, then we can't really deal with it because we don't talk about it. Yeah. So I find that the visibility part is really important in being able to actually come out with clever ideas as to how we deal with the issue. Yeah.
And you have done a TEDx talk, and you also have an upcoming book called Enough that is coming out. How have both of those things helped you to amplify your mission and spark deeper conversations about self-acceptance with people?
That is also an important question. Thank you. I was terrified when I took the wig off because one, I knew that it was going to affect employment, which would then affect how I can look after my family. And this is the issue that Black young girls and women have to deal with. Because if you look on the television, for example, Alex, it's very hard for you to see Black women with their natural hair. The people that we invite to come on shows, the people that we see on brochures, like company brochures and flyers, they are all women that have got Eurocentric hair. And so coming out was huge. And I say this so that young people listening to this will know that not because I'm older, I'm more resilient and more confident. No, 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 no. I was terrified to do it, but I knew it was necessary in terms of me doing that so that I can help young people to also do the same. They will have someone to walk side by side with who understands this problem to be able to help them. So when I did my TED talk last year, I've only come out, so to speak, and taken the wig off only about 18 months ago, Alex. So that's not long ago, is it?
No.
No. And so when I did the TED talk was my first in public event that I've ever done on show with my natural hair, and that was to make a point about it. And I was talking to you earlier that I'm also going on a Legacy International pageant in July next month, actually. If you are around on the 10th of July, come and watch. And if you don't mind, I'll put my
No,
sash on
go right
actually
ahead. So,
as I'm talking about this because this is really important. And I'm doing this because I feel that it's a bigger platform to be able to talk about the issue. And so that's why, over 50-year-old is going and parading on stage with my natural hair. So yes, the TED Talk gave me the platform to talk about it. And now the Legacy International pageant is also going to help me do that. And of course, you mentioned about my book, which is also coming out very shortly. It's called The Enough. The Enough is about my personal story, with a wider core to society to actually dismantle perfectionism and shame. We live in a world that tells us that we are either too much or not enough all at once. And so in this book, I actually talk about this, how that actually create this shame around women and girls about the fact that we are not enough, whether it's our weight, whether it's our hair, our skin color, our beauty, all of those things. And so when I removed the wig, I began to uncover a truth far deeper than appearance, that I was already enough. Because we can actually grow from a space of shame or inadequacy, is it? We can't build on it. So we need to actually come to a point where we feel that we are enough in order to actually know what else we are going to do in our lives. And that starts from, that internal work and reflection and healing. For me, it was healing from shame about how, I've been created and made as a young woman and now as an adult, and sort of dealing with all that pressures that society placed on me. It is what's helping me. So yeah, the book is coming out in few weeks about enough, and I love, a lot of young people to read it. I love to hear when you get a chance to read it what you think of it.
Of course. And as soon as it comes out, I am 100% going to read it. Your story is so inspiring. And the fact that you've been brave enough to turn that into a book as well for people to be able to read. And, when you read books and there are these characters that are created into them, you don't see what they look like. You get to imagine what they look like. And I think that's so powerful, especially in this case with your book coming out, because you never know if there's a young girl reading it who is imagining themselves as the character. And it really will be able to help so many people.
Hmm.
And that's what I love about this, and the fact that you're doing this is because you've created it as you're the character, but people don't may not know what you look like. So to the young girl reading it, like I said before, they could be imagining them. They could be imagining their mum, their friend, someone that they don't know. Like you never know what's going through someone's head when they read it. So I want to congratulate you on your book coming out. It is such a huge milestone for you and for everybody else reading it as well.
That is a great way of looking at it, Alex. And I thank you for that reflection because, I wrote it because of what I've been through. And to be able to see that other people can see themselves in it, you don't have to have a hair discrimination problem for the book to actually speak to you, because the book is actually about dealing with shame, and it could be any type of shame, and staring it right in the eye and saying, I'm going to go through this so that I can come to the other end, because coming to the other end is to make me enough so that I can live the life that I've been created to do. And so that's what excites me about the book. Yeah.
Amazing. And if we switch over to a different topic for a little bit, you work with Enable Women Africa, and which creates a space for healing. What inspired you to start this advocacy, and what impact are you most proud of that you've been able to make through it?
Yeah. Enable Women Africa, it actually came about from pain. So you probably heard about from pain to purpose because of what I have gone through myself. And I wanted a space that I didn't have, because I wanted to have a space like this when I was much younger, like your age, becoming a young woman, young adult, and into my career of 25 years of playing hide and seek with my wig. Um, and there wasn't a space like that for me. And so Enable Women Africa has come about, which is about inspiring her freedom through the fact that there was nothing like that around for me. And now it's come out from that pain and healing so that other women and young girls never have to walk alone. If they're going through this hair shame, they know that they can contact us and we walk with them until they're comfortable enough to take the wig off. You see, we are not against wearing fake hair and wig per se. I mean, that's bad enough. I'll give you a statistics, for example. Used wigs when they're disposed at the end of their life because they don't last forever. And when you wear a wig, you sort of have different ones for different occasions. So for example, we were talking about pageant system. I would have had at least 3 or 4 wigs to wear my active wear, my evening wear, my fun fashion. So that's how much wig people wear. And when the used ones are disposed, they contribute to environmental degradation. That's also another part. And look, I'm not environmental scientist, but studies have shown that used wigs contribute to over 281 billion, not million, billion tons of waste annually to our environment. That's pretty bad.
Yeah,
So if nothing else at all is, that we have to talk about this conversation because it's, about a specific group of people, which is Black women and girls. But what I'm also saying is the issue affect all of us because the use hair are pumping into our environment each year. They are not biodegradable. We need to ask the question, where are they going?
yeah,
What's happening to them after their lifespan. So it's huge. It's really huge. So that's why the Agency of Studying Enabled Women Africa, firstly to help the Black women and girls, first and foremost, but it's even a deeper issue, like the environment is also helping as well, so that waste is reduced.
amazing. I mean, I personally um, did not know of Enable Women Africa. I'm sure a lot of people don't know about it. Different walks of life, of course, but I'm so happy that there's something like that out there and that it works and it's helping because it's one thing to create something that just sits there, and another thing to create something that walks and that runs. And the fact that you are a part of this, something that is so helpful and useful and meaningful to a different walk of life than what I'm from, is amazing because you don't hear about things like this and you don't see things like this. And I know me personally, this has opened my eyes up to it. And I'm sure a lot of my viewers, this has opened up their eyes to it as well. So I want to say thank you for doing this for the younger generation. Because what I'm trying to do, as we were talking about before, my whole platform is about trying to help the younger generation. And that's exactly what you're doing too, just in two different ways. So thank you for helping create a better life and a better world for children who are going to be growing up in it. So thank you.
That's awesome. Like, what a great summary, and what a beautiful young woman that you are becoming,
Thank you.
and you are. And your parents should be very proud of you. I've got young kids, some of it your age. I've got an 18 and 21-year-old. So you are smack bang
Yeah.
in between that age group. And it's beautiful what you're doing. It's really commendable. So that's why when I saw it, I thought, I'm coming on that.
Thank you. Well, I love having you on here. Alrighty, so I will jump straight to the next question. I have two more questions for you. So the first one is today, what does confidence look like for you? And how do you actively model it for the younger generations who may be navigating identity and shame? More
Mm.
on that as well, especially if you're looking back at your 14-year-old self. What would you say to them now from the journey that you've had from being 14 to now
Mm.
being the age you are and going through all of this? The confidence difference between both. What would be a piece of advice that you would say for that?
Yeah, what a powerful question, Alex. Confidence to me is about actually clarity. So for so long, as a young adult growing up, this issue was happening to me and I was performing perfection with, the wig, but I didn't actually have language to explain what the problem was. And so to actually have the language to explain the problem is actually quite huge because once you can name the problem, you can actually fix it. And so confidence is developing that clarity and being grounded in that, you know? And you don't need to be the loudest person in a room, but within yourself, knowing your values, what you stand for. And sometimes it's going through this hardship is what actually helps you to come to the other end. And this is what I hope, as young people watch your podcast, and it might not apply to them right there and then, but it's something that they can come back to time and time again and pick and choose what they needed at that time. Because we don't grow when we are playing perfection or have filters um, through how the society feed information to us. It's actually taking time out to be reflective, to be present, to have clarity of who you are and what you want to be. So, as a 14-year-old, to think back at that person and anyone else that's watching, I would say this to that 14-year-old that you're not too much, you're not too different, you're not too anything. You are exactly who you are and meant to be. You're not a mistake. There's no need to shrink to fit into the world and the standard that they create. And that one day you will realize that what actually made you to be different, an outsider, is actually your superpower because there's no one like you in the world. And the purpose and passions that have been put into your life, no one can take that away. So hold on to yourself. You are already enough. That's what I'll say to the 14-year-old.
Amazing. Amazing. Oh, if I was 14 and hearing that, my goodness, just me personally thinking back to when I was 14, and that really was when most of, you know, the struggles that I went through kind of arose around that age. I wish I had someone that had said that to me. When I do look back and looking at that struggle that I went through compared to now, it's made me the person I am. So I wouldn't take back anything that happened because I wouldn't be the person I am today. But it really would have been lovely to have heard that because then maybe it still could have taken some of the pain away that I had felt. And I'm sure for other 14-year-olds watching, or older or younger, just anyone in general watching, I hope that this takes some of your pain away knowing that you are enough and that it doesn't matter what you may be going through, there are people that are here for you.
That's
So thank
beautiful.
you. So thank
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Of course, and I have one final question for you.
Mhm.
If you could say three words to your future self, what would they be?
Oh, wow. You are enough.
Beautiful.
That's what I'll say.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much for jumping on with me today. It's been an absolute honor for me to be able to interview you.
It's been great to meet you, Alex, and what you're doing. I really wish you the very best and the very beautiful person that you are, that you go from strength to strength. And yeah, your mom must be so proud of you.
I think she is. She tells me she is. Um, but vice versa, I'm very proud of my mum. So,
How lovely.
it goes both ways.
Beautiful.
Well, thank you everybody for watching this episode of Worthy in Every Way. On behalf of everybody watching and myself, Gloria, good luck at the Legacy International pageant a bit later this year in July. I wish you all the best. We will all be cheering you on. And hopefully, when you're here in Sydney, we'll be able to catch up.
That'd be lovely. Thank you so much, Alex. Take care and loads of love to you and what you do.
Thank you so much. Well, thank you
Okay.
for watching, everybody. All of Gloria's details will be below in the comment section. Please leave a comment, like, and subscribe to watch more interviews like this. Please reach out to myself or Gloria if you have any questions about what was said today as well. Well, I hope you all have a lovely rest of your day, and I'll see you all in the next episode.
Thank you. See ya.